Folks, hello and welcome to Tavern Chat. I'm your host, Eric Tenkar, your bartender in the OSR. Hey, I got nothing to show you besides my ugly mug. And yeah, my hair is dry at the moment, so it doesn't look all neat. And oh my God, they're trying karaoke in the background. Hopefully, it doesn't come through. But it is July 4th weekend, right? And at least by me, man, the parties are all happening on July 3rd. And it got me thinking because listen, in the larger universe at the moment, we've got some issues that have cropped up that got people very upset. And in our gaming world, there are issues that are cropping up and are making people upset. And people forget, kind of like they're not forgetting right now. I mean, like, people are celebrating the birth of the United States, right? July 4th. If you're a historian, you kind of go, it's not really, but we won't even go there. It's the day we celebrate. Okay. I know that from the very fact that I cover events and I cover personalities that step in shit and otherwise, um, that yes, I am certainly contributing to some extent to the we're losing our view of the actual forest. Right? We're only seeing certain trees, and that's a shame, right? Because not every tree in our forest is a turd. All right, not everything that floats up is going to be shit. All right, and the problem is that in human nature, all right, we tend to focus on the negative, right? I mean, if you have a bad event or bad customer service when you go shopping at your, I don't know, local Walmart, department store, wherever, if or online, and you feel like you're treated like shit, there's a good chance you're going to either make a phone call or, especially now, write an angry email, right, and say, hey, uh, you know, my sales associate was XYZ and they screwed this up and they were rude and they were obnoxious. But when you are dealing with somebody who is amazingly helpful and good, do you feel tempted to take time out of your day to write something nice about them? No, right? Because it's easier to just say I had a good day, right? We don't think about those good days. We don't think about those good events. So I'm just listening to people in my neighborhood enjoying the fact that they are in this country. And my neighborhood is a neighborhood of immigrants for the large part. And I hear at least probably three different languages being spoken uh, in the backyards behind my house, and none of them are English at the moment. And yet they're celebrating the birth of this nation. I think that, and I'm not going to stop covering the entities that need to be covered and covering them for their bullshit. That's not going to stop. But I do think I need to do more, more reviews, more positive stuff. I want to go over the print on demand of the classic Griffin Mountain for RuneQuest 2. Um, I never ran it when I was younger, but I mean, this is a good looking uh, POD reprint. Really spot on. I want to go over David Beatty's. Oh my God, this book is so huge. Uh, so Weird Frontiers. I will never be able to do a justifiable review on this. Okay, something that does justice to the material included. It's just too huge, Dave. You blew me away. But I do want to look at that. I do want to look at Bower Maze, and I got to reach out to Greg Gillespie because um, I don't have just one copy of Dwaro Deep now because Dave was kind enough to gift me a copy, but I'd also back to Kickstarter I had forgotten I had. So I've got two copies. So I want to give away one. I want to reach out to Greg and get him involved in that. It's easy, certainly, to focus on bad actors. All right. especially when uh, somebody like myself who, you're not going to be able to say, oh, we're going to threaten your employment. I'm retired. We're going to threaten your ability to publish. I self-publish. Okay, I mean, really. So I can call things honestly, but I also want to remind folks that this community is about a community, right? When Terry Pavlett passed away earlier in June, um, people stepped up and donated for that family for the funeral expenses because honestly, those are when you're an artist, you're living paycheck to paycheck. You don't generally have much of a savings, so the community stepped up for that. That's amazing. Tomorrow, I'm going to be recording an episode with Jim Kitchen on July 4th. And certainly going to be an interview that goes back and forth, but we're going to be talking about a benefit for a member of this community. And why is that important? Because it's an opportunity to give back. Okay. I have to say that I've been a member of different communities in my life. Probably, law enforcement for 20 years. That's a really tight knit community. I never say it isn't. But I don't think I've ever been part of a more giving community than the gaming community when it steps up for people in need. And we had that in law enforcement. Don't get me wrong. But these are people who, in this community, sometimes are living paycheck to paycheck, and they still find a way to reach into their pocket and give a few dollars when somebody has passed, has health expenses that were seriously unprepared for. You're taking care of people's family members when they no longer can. This is what it is to be a part of a community. And I've heard the argument: the OSR is not a community; it's a way of making game. Listen, we can't agree on what the OSR stands for, those three initials, and we certainly can't agree what falls under the OSR. But if you're listening to this and you're saying, "Yeah, that's my community," then you're in the OSR. Okay, you can be part of other communities. You can be overlapping all that stuff, but this is again one of the most generous, loving communities. Even if we don't agree on a lot of the real life issues in the world, we all agree that people in this community need support, need to be loved, need to be helped when help is needed, and to game with. It's a community that you can find other gamers with similar interests, right? That's what the OSR is about. You don't have to be a curator to be in the OSR. I think that's an elitist gatekeeping version of the OSR that a small handful of try to make it be. If you enjoy playing old school games, you're in the OSR. If you worry about or are concerned for or want to support your fellow old school gamer, you're in the OSR. Okay. I mean, I've been told I've got my minions, 10 cars minions, and yes, yes. If I can get somebody to get me a good graphic, maybe I'll get some shirts made up. I I think it would be hilarious to go to a convention, have all these 10 cars minion shirts going, but neither here nor there. Um, Today we are talking about the birth of the nation. Right, this weekend we're celebrating the independence of the United States, and that's a beautiful thing, especially if you're an American. But I think it's also a time that we got to look at ourselves and just say, what does it mean to be an American, a Brit, a Canadian, a Mexican, a Filipino, uh, any of these countries, besides just your identity as that country, are you a member of other communities? I'm an American. I'm proud to be an American, but I'm also proud to be part of the OSR and helping people within that community. I'm just, it's one of those days where it's makes me think. So I'm asking you to think. All right. Maybe just what little things can you do to improve your community, whether it's where you live or where you game or where you socialize online. What acts can you do, even small ones, that can make an improvement? Throwing it out there. I'd like to hear what you think. Drop a comment. And yeah, for those that are wondering about my hair, this is what my hair starts to look like as it gets dry. And now when it's gray sound. I don't use mousse. Never have. Well, maybe not since my 20s. So I just need a haircut. That's besides the point. Folks, we're still in the midst of the world of the pandemic. I am not going to tell you what to do. I am not your father. All right? Don't expect me to hold your hand or wipe the schmutz from your face or even something more personal. It ain't happening. Common sense. It gets you pretty far in life if you decide to use it. Be safe, be well, God bless. Roll the dice, roll them well. Tomorrow, like I said, there will be a special interview with Jim Kitchen. When I have some more information from Jim, I will put up the link. Ooh, it's not a live stream. So how do I? Oh, yeah. I don't know if I can put up a link until it's actually. It's not going to be a live stream. Interesting. Quandary. In any case, I'll make sure you all know when it's up. All right, folks. On that note, laters.